welcome to the off season. Now, when I was younger, I only had a motorcycle, so I rode all year round. So I thought today we'd go through the top 15 pieces of riding gear that you can wear in the winter so that you can keep going even when it's cold. On today's Graybeard Biker. When I was in my 20s, I only had a motorcycle. So that's rain, shine, sleet, snow, ice. If I wanted to go anywhere, I had to take two wheels. So I thought today we'd go through the top winter gear that I've used. We're going to do a top 15. Now, they won't be in any particular order, but I will put the links to all of the things that we discussed today in the description so that you can find out more details about them, because some of these you may want more information about. All right, let me just break in here for a moment. If you're here looking for an electric gear, I'm not going over any electric gear. An electric blanket is always going to be warmer than a normal blanket. So if you want heated grips, heated gloves, heated suit, heated socks, that's not stuff I'm going over here today. I'm going over the basic stuff that most people need. So these are the more traditional winter pieces. So let's get started. Top 15 pieces of winter riding gear. All right, first and most basic, right? You can put on a sweater or a sweatshirt like this one from graybeardbiker.com. Now, depending on how cold it is, this can go over your normal t-shirt, or you can wear something underneath your shirt like a turtleneck or long johns, aka thermal underwear, like I have here underneath my Graybeard Biker shirt. Yes, we are sponsoring this video. And of course, you can put thermals on underneath your jeans. And if it's really cold, we have an additional layer. Leather. Yep, leather riding pants. These pants are designed to keep you nice and twisty, but they also will protect you if the bike happens to go down. People wear leather pants during the warmer seasons as well because of the protection from possible road rash. Now, in the warmer season, the issue that you have with these is they can get hot. So there are people that wear leather chaps instead, because that way, when you get done riding, if they're hot, you could just take them right off easily. Now, you can get leather overpants that go over your jeans, which are, of course, over your thermals if it's so cold, or you could just get leather pants that will replace your jeans. It's all about layering. Like leather pants, there are also several pieces of gear that we'll go over that are not only good for the winter, but also as protective gear, because leather. Leather is used year-round because it's tough and it will protect you, like I said, from road rash, but it will also protect you from the wind. And wind is what makes us cold. Wind is the enemy. So it's all about reducing the amount of wind penetrating your clothing. For example, like the pants, your vest is often worn during the summertime for protection. When it gets cooler, it helps to block the cold wind from getting to your floor. If you're riding in the fall, when it gets to be cool at night, you can put on your vest and it will help you block wind from getting to your core. Now, it won't help your arms, obviously, but it will help the core when you get these deep chills, right? Now, I also keep a leather shirt in my saddlebags for the same reason, only it has the benefit of actually being able to protect your arms from the wind. And there's two types. You have a pullover, which is what this is. It's a leather shirt that's a pullover. It's somewhat insulated, and it does really good at blocking wind. But it's a little thicker than my button-up shirt. My button-up shirt is fairly thin, and I just throw it in my saddlebags, roll it up. It takes up very little room because it's so thin. And then if ever it gets chilly on a fall night or a spring night, I just throw this on and it protects me because it's leather. It protects my arms and my core both. So it's my initial go-to when it starts to get cold. Now, both are great for getting caught in the cold. And then, of course, you have your jacket. Now, motorcycle jackets are made in a way that is very specific. It's all for a very specific reason. First of all, of course, it's leather, which means it's reoccurring theme that you can see here, right? Again, it's protection in case you go down, but it's also there to help keep you insulated. Then you have the way that it's put together. The design is such that the zipper closes on overlapping leather, right? This unbuttons goes here. It's not just designs. And then as you zip it up, there's leather between the zipper and your floor, your shirt, your clothing that you have. This again will help keep the wind from cutting through your zipper and getting to your coat. You can also then take the belt that's at the bottom and tighten it up around to keep the jacket close, hugging your butt, keeping the wind from then blowing up underneath the jacket. It's not just for fashion. Every part of the design has a purpose, except for maybe these. These may fall into fashion only. Now, you notice we have zippers here, right? These zippers are for when you put your gloves on. You close them up like so, and then you put your gloves on, which is the next thing on the agenda. These are gauntlet gloves, as opposed to your summertime fingerless gloves. And they go on over your jacket sleeves, again, keeping the wind from going into your sleeves and making you cold. Now, you'll also notice zipper pulls on your jacket. That is so you can operate the zippers while you have your gloves still on. Then there are people that I know whose hands get particularly cold that they will actually wear a thinner pair of gloves first before putting on their gauntlet gloves. For me, that's too tight. Now, let's move to our feet. Leather boots. Leather boots. Now, I prefer boots that you can actually put your pants in. That way, the wind will come up over the top of your boot, past the inside of your pant leg. Same rule that we talked about with the sleeves here, right? Now, the other thing to mention is that it is a general rule that you should be wearing leather boots all the time. But not everybody does that. I don't even do that. And the reason why is because if you're walking around a lot, it can get really uncomfortable on your feet to be wearing leather boots. They just don't make them as comfortable as other shoes. So rather than bringing a pair of tennis shoes to wear to walk around the valley, a lot of people will just wear their tennis shoes on their bike. But the official rule is you should always have leather boots on when you're riding, particularly in the wintertime. Now, they also offer protection as well. People have been known to burn their ankle on the side of the engine. The leather boots help that also. And for the love of God, do not wear Crocs or flip-flops ever, for any reason. Now, another piece would be the bandana. A lot of people don't think about this as being a winter piece because the bandana has a lot of different uses. But one of the main things that everybody has seen on TV, one of the main reasons it's been used, like the cowboys, is to protect your face. This will help keep the wind off your face. It's great for keeping any rain from stinging your face as well. And then, of course, the main reason it was used in the West was to keep dust particles off your face. And if you're wearing a half shell, this will go a long way towards keeping your face warm, more than you would have thought. But it's not the only solution. This is what we used to call a face mask. It is neoprene, and it goes around your face like this. There's Velcro in the back to help secure it to your head. It's made out of thicker material than a bandana, so it's a little bit warmer, and it also is very soft on the inside. Now, we called it a face mitten, but that's not what it's officially called. I don't remember what it's officially called. So again, link is going to be in the description so you can find out what it's officially called and find out more information about it. Now, I've also seen some people that only have one helmet, and that helmet is often bought a little too big on purpose, so that in the wintertime, they can put on something underneath like this. And if you have a hairdo like mine, this is a really good thing to keep you warm. Now, of course, you've seen the full face ski mask. Some people have worn that. When I was a kid, I used to wear that on my mini bike. But they also make one that's full face that looks more similar to what they use at NASCAR as a, flame retardant. And that covers your whole face. It's got a hole here for you to see out of. That works as well. Now, obviously, the best thing to keep your face warm is going to be a full face helmet. Now, this one happens to have goggles in it as well, right? Again, keeping wind from reaching your face, therefore keeping you warm. Full face is always my winter time or rain helmet. Now, you've got your helmet, you've got your jacket, that leaves your neck exposed. So the other thing that I keep is a scarf to keep your neck warm, right? You put it on and then you fold the top. Usually I open it wide like this, right? Additional insulation through the floor, and then you zip the jacket up. This really goes a long way for keeping you warm, even if you're not on a motorcycle. Scarves are a wintertime blessing, for sure. Now, the next thing that's going to help a lot is not even a piece of gear that you put on your body. It's your windshield. Now, if your bike doesn't have a windshield stock, then you can get a detachable windshield. Put it on in the wintertime and it will again keep the wind away from your body, which is going to help keep you warm. And then there's something that I found when I was younger that is probably the most asked about piece of winter gear that I've ever owned. And that's because I had never seen it before. I ran across this at a yard sale. Somebody had moved down from up north to the south. I live in Georgia, and they were having a garage sale, getting rid of some of their stuff that they had brought from up north. And one of the things they brought was for a snowmobile. These are handlebar covers for a snowmobile. And what they do is they go over your handlebar, and then you tie them on, and then your hand in glove goes inside to control the motorcycle. So this is really a glove for your glove, and if you have on a thinner glove underneath that, it's a glove for that glove. So this really, really helps with ice. Now, that's going to be all 15 that I have that we're talking about today as far as cold weather riding gear. But I've got a couple of more tips for you that are gear as well. Now, these tips come with a story. We were riding as a club to and from a funeral from a fallen brother of ours, and it was really cold. It had started snowing, and in Georgia, snow doesn't happen a lot, not a huge quantity, but snow actually means ice more than snow. So it got terribly, terribly cold after the sun went down. So cold that we had ice forming on our hands from riding in that cold, wet combination. Now, I didn't have the snowmobile handlebar covers yet. That would have been very, very nice. That's probably what prompted me to buy them when I saw them. But what we ended up doing is it was so cold, we stopped at every other exit to go to Waffle House. One of the benefits of Waffle House in the South is they are everywhere, and they're always open. Once you go into a Waffle House, their bathrooms have a warm air blow dryer, which will really help you thaw the ice that is on your hands and your core. I remember walking into the bathroom and watching Ace and Bo. They had turned the blower upside down and were holding their shirts out over the top of the blower so that the air would get up under their shirts to help warm their core off. Now, most of the time what we would do is run our hands under warm water to thaw them out, and then we would use the blow dryer to both make them dry and warm up your hands even more. Now, if you saw the Jason Momoa movie, Road to Palermo, or whatever it's called, there's a scene in there where he is making love to the blow dryer in the bathroom. That's a real thing. Now, the next thing, you're at Waffle House. Coffee, hot cocoa, hot tea, soup, something to help warm you from the inside out. It was also the next thing we did with our hands is put it around that cup to help us get warmer that way. So here's another tip that's not necessarily recommended gear, but it can help you if you're caught out in the cold, and that is to put on your rain gear over your jacket. Rain gear is normally meant to go over your clothes. It's not big enough to go over everything, and if you do that, that is an extra layer, and usually it's plastic, so it will help to repel the wind. So if you're caught out in the cold, it may just save you. So that's what I got. 15 pieces plus a couple of tips. Hope this list of gear helps you. It's what I use every season when I'm riding in the winter. Again, if you want to look into more of these, there's links in the descriptions. You're welcome to ask me about things in the comments as well. But if you want to know more about detail and what they are and how much they cost, that sort of thing, the links have been provided. And as always, thanks for joining me. And until next time, stay free and keep it shiny side up.